Hi, this is James from Accelerus. I've got a new version of the reaction enumerator to demonstrate. The first thing I need to do, I'm in Accelerus drawer. I need to open my reaction file that I want to enumerate. So I'm just going to resize that to standard baud length. There we go. So that's my OOGI reaction. And I go into the chemistry menu, and choose enumerate reaction. And we get our nice reaction enumerator dialog coming up. The first change is the availability is now working. So if I go into the file menu and import this amine SD file, we'll see we're getting availability from the Discovery Gate web service. It's really fast because it's actually cached. So there's a 30-day timed cache for availability information. When it's actually looking at the availability, the UI doesn't freeze. You get a nice animated GIF, sort of swirly timing activity icon here, but you can carry on working as normal. The thing gets frozen, and then it gradually fills up the availability whilst you're working. So let's carry on and import some more SD files. So we want some carboxylic acids, and some ketones, and finally we want some isonitriles. So now we've got all of our reagents loaded up. Let's have a look. Well, some of them aren't available. This one is in Discovery Gate, but it's only in the National Cancer Institute database, so we're going to exclude that one. So that's the next new feature. You can now manually exclude certain reactants from the SD files that you've imported. So let's have a look through this set. There's another one which isn't available, so we'll exclude that for now. So that's manual exclusions. We've still got all of the product grid stuff working. I plan to make the exclusions also appear in the product grid by changing the color of the cells, but that's still to be done. So I can now click on the enumerate button, and we'll see this is much faster than it was before because we've taken some of the reactants out. There's actually a lot more going on now in the enumeration, as you'll see in just a minute. So there's our set of products, 612 in that enumeration. There will be exclude functionality in here as well. I haven't completed that yet, but you'll be able to exclude products from ultimately from the SD file that you export with the products. The biggest changes in this part are the grid performance, which is greatly improved. So you can scroll really nicely in the grid now. It's being populated in a background thread, and there's also an on-demand thread. So if I go past the point that the thread has got to, with actually generating all the images, it'll generate just a chunk of the images that are needed to display the grid at the point in the scroll bar that I've reached, and then in the background that other thread continues to generate all the images, so that the combination of the two are giving quite good performance in the grid, as you can see. But the other change in here is the reactions tab. So we've got these other enumerated products. We also have the ability now to see the actual reaction that created them. And I can scroll through and see for each product what reactants have and what the other products have come out of that same reaction. So in this case we've got 2 stereocenters, so we have 4 potential stereoisomers. In the options, we've got in the settings for the enumeration, we've got the box that checked there to enumerate stereoisomers, so that's why that's happening. So you have control over what goes on. And the last piece that's finished is the About screen, so we can click on Help About, and we've got a nice About dialog now. So what's left to do? Obviously this exclude for exporting the SD files, the actual ability to export the SD files from here, and I also plan to give you the ability to save an archive file which will contain all of the things necessary for somebody else to run the same enumeration. And then the last piece is currently in the current version. The last piece is the rule-based exclusions, where you can define a certain substructure that you want to exclude from the output set. That's another feature that's going to be implemented. And then later on, I plan to have another version which will have the Cheshire enumeration still built in, so you can run it offline. But if it's online and can access Pipeline Pilot, then there'll be a Pipeline Pilot based enumeration that'll give you the benefits of being able to call Pipeline Pilot instead of using Cheshire locally. And that should be it. I can't think of anything else that needs to be added. I think we have quite a nice tool in the making here for enumeration, and it can be obviously used, as I've said before, it can be used standalone, it can be used as a draw add, and it can be used in other products as necessary. Okay, thanks for listening.